Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Savannah, and in today's video we're going to be talking about traveling Amsterdam. However, before I start the video, I do want to mention that I am testing out new camera equipment, so I am testing out a new mic and a new light right now, so let me know in the comments down below if you think the videos look better or worse. I'm not entirely sure if I'm liking this light yet, but we'll see. Oh, and I got a camera, so let's just go ahead and switch to that really quick too. That's better. Okay, so I recently just got the Canon M50 and I'm trying it out with a Rode mic, and I can't remember the brand of the light that I'm using right now, but it's not a ring light anymore, and hopefully it looks better. I'm not sure. So like I said, leave me a comment down below, and I'll also leave all of my beginner equipment in the description box also. So if you want me to make a video on how I set up and what products I used to film all of my videos just to get started on YouTube, let me know. I'll be more than happy to make that video. I've had like a couple requests, but I just want to make sure that that's something that I really want to make a video about, because I want to make sure people are actually going to want to watch it. Okay, so as for Amsterdam, I personally love Amsterdam. I will always go back to visit Amsterdam, and it's such a beautiful place. So Amsterdam is in Europe. It is in the Netherlands, Holland. So one thing I really like about the city is that a lot of people don't know this, but it's a really small town. It's about 84 square miles if Google is telling me the truth, but in reality it is very small. I remember my friend and I, when we were there, we walked the entirety of the entire town, just the entire time. We didn't have to get into a car, I don't think. Actually, we used a taxi one time, but honestly, like, it is the smallest town ever. So I highly recommend, if you're gonna go there in the summer months, get a bike, because that's what all the cool kids are doing. And definitely just take advantage of the culture that they use there, because chances are you're gonna see that everybody is renting a bicycle and driving around or riding around on a bike. Also, if biking isn't your thing, by foot is completely fine, and they do have Ubers if that is something that you're looking forward to doing. So if you're into history, I highly recommend going to see one of two things, if not both. First of all, being the Anne Frank house. I personally did not get to go see the Anne Frank house because they stopped selling tickets at a certain time, and they also sell out very quickly. So highly recommend, if that's something that you're looking forward to doing, buy your tickets online early. The other thing that I recommend going to see is the Van Gogh Museum. So if you're interested in him or his art, definitely go check that out. However, not all of his most famous or most well-known paintings are there. Starry Night, for example, is not there. Those more high-value paintings that are more well-known are in the Van Gogh Museum in New York City, which is in America. So I'm pretty sure all of you are probably wondering, when is she going to talk about the weed? Right now. So Amsterdam is known for its legalization of marijuana. It is not decriminalized. It's legal for recreational use. There are plenty of places that you can walk in and just you can buy seeds, you can buy the actual product, you can buy THC infused things, CBD infused things, pretty much any product that you can think of, anything from beer to cookies to cake to actual flour like that you're going to smoke, you can get it with weed in it. So they had like weed ice cream sandwiches, they had all sorts of crazy things. Unfortunately, when I went to Amsterdam, I was still in the military, so I was not able to partake in those activities, but it's everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere, and it's actually really cool. The culture there is just really chill and laid back, probably because everybody's stoned. No, probably just because they're stoked that they're living in Amsterdam. But Amsterdam is absolutely the place to be if that's something that you're interested in going to see, as well as the red light district. That's another high talked about thing. So the red light district is actually smaller than you think. It is, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say it's only like 3 or 4 blocks long. And what it is essentially is it's these blocks that you walk down, and if they have a red light in front of the windows, hence the red light district, it's meaning that you can go inside and purchase the services. It is pretty much just like windows with red lights in them, with males and females being displayed, so you can see, who's going to give you the service before you go in and purchase, essentially, is what that is. Contrary to the red light district, the Moulin Rouge isn't something that most people know about, I want to say, and it's not like the Moulin Rouge in Paris. Uh, the Moulin Rouge in Amsterdam is a live sex show, so it's kind of like going to a strip club, but it's not. You can't touch them. They're on a stage. They're far away from you, and literally what it says. It's a live sex show, so it's not a burlesque show like in Paris, France. So it's definitely different, and I personally didn't know that, so I bought tickets to go inside and was surprised at what I ended up seeing. Probably because marijuana is legal for recreational use in Amsterdam. They have plenty of munchy food. Every place, every corner you turn, every street that you're on is going to have a snack shop or an ice cream shop or a sweets store or like anywhere. There's food everywhere. It's like honestly almost like walking through New York City. There's pizza, there's pasta, there's everything type of food that you could think of with Amsterdam's personal twist on it. And one thing that they're absolutely known for is Belgian waffles. So smoke a joint, get some Belgian waffles. They'll make them however you want them. They're fluffy. You know, I had a Belgian waffle when I was there, and um, it was like the best Belgian fluffy waffle I've ever had. It was just like a regular waffle with like all sorts of crazy fruit on it and like ice cream. It was insane. So just get a Belgian waffle, believe me. So Amsterdam being the party city that it is, surprisingly, in the winter, it is not that much of a party city. Everything closes early in the winter time. I went in December, and I want to say everything was closing from anywhere between 6 to 10, and it was very rare to see places that were open past 10. On the weekends, however, Amsterdam is known for the bars and the clubs and the nightlife, so there's definitely a lot of places that I'll leave in the description box because I can't think of the name of them right now, but definitely go check those places out, and yeah. So one of the marijuana stores that I went into, aside from I'm pretty sure it was right next to the marijuana museum, so you can go inside and see it's like a tour of the marijuana museum, and the place that I went to next door with my friend was called the Joker, and while I didn't get anything, she bought these pre-rolled joints, which were just like really interesting to see that they were pre-rolled. However, they are spliffs, and if you're not familiar with what a spliff is, it's a marijuana cigarette mixed with, oh my God, I sound like a cop right now or something. Like, it's a marijuana cigarette. It's a joint mixed with THC, so marijuana, with tobacco. So, and they have like, it's like any dispensary that you would go into. You go inside and you say like what strain you want, or, they have a menu of like food that they have, coffee that they sell, and the types of marijuana that they have. So, you can go in, you could buy indica, sativa, like whatever you want, and you can do it by how strong you want them to be. So, everybody in there is very knowledgeable. So if it's, your first time or if you're experienced or whatever, it's honestly really good conversation and very interesting to talk to those type of people who run the shops. So I highly recommend going to the Joker. I'll definitely be going back now that I'm out of the military, so I can maybe, go like enjoy myself. A couple other cool things that I want to recommend going to see is one of them, if you go in the springtime or the summertime, mostly spring, go see the Tulip Garden. It is absolutely gorgeous. I went in winter, so I wasn't able to see it, but the pictures and the videos of that I've seen, that my friends have showed me and everything, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's breathtaking, and I've heard extremely high things about it. So definitely go check that out. It's pretty much just like a giant tulip field full of all sorts of different colored tulips, and it's like it's really, really pretty. So you can go like frolic through the tulips. They also have a lot of other museums. A lot of history is in Amsterdam, and they have this vintage spin on the entire city. So that's one of the things that I thought was absolutely amazing, because everything is, the architecture as well of the buildings, like everything is super old and vintage. It has like a nice, I wouldn't say like hipster feel, but it's like a really unique aesthetic and a unique vibe that you get when you go there. So, I'll input some of the pictures that I took, just like a couple of them, because they were like Snapchat pictures, so they're not the greatest. They were taken off of my iPhone 8. So I'll insert some of those so you can see those real quick. So, like I said, the place is really, really gorgeous. There's bikes everywhere, there's vintage fashion everywhere, there's these unique bars, there's cool places to eat. Like anything that you can imagine that you want to go see or go do is in Amsterdam. I mean, other than like a theme park, but Amsterdam, for it being such a small city, has so much to offer and such a good feeling. Just walking through Amsterdam was probably, aside from me hurting my foot, but that's a whole different story. But walking through Amsterdam was just like majestic. It was awesome. So I highly recommend going to see Amsterdam at least once in your life. I only went for 3 days, and 3 days for me was enough. However, when I do go back, I highly recommend going during the spring, not the winter, due to everything closing early. One thing that I do very, very highly recommend you go try, and not this is not for just Amsterdam, this is for anywhere that you go, is if you're of age to drink, which, if you're traveling alone, you probably are, especially in Europe. Look up that country and look up what the country's drink is, like the national drink for that country. Amsterdam's is, I'm probably gonna butcher this name, so if you're from Amsterdam, I am like so sorry. Please correct me in the comments and let me know how to pronounce it correctly. But Genever, it's a gin. So Amsterdam's national drink Holland's national drink is Genever, which is a gin, and I tried it and it is absolutely delicious. It is so good. I didn't need to put a mixer in it. I didn't need to like have a chaser, nothing. I just drank it straight, and it's so smooth. It's really good. And I'm not really an alcohol person. I'm like a little girl. I can't like take shots like I used to. Like I'm not 19 anymore. I mean, 21. I'm not 21 anymore. I wasn't drinking when I was 19. Pff, police. Anyway, it's a really good way to just be super diverse and get yourself immersed into their culture. Honestly, it's alcohol. Alcohol brings the world together. It makes the world go round. So if you're a drinker, even if you're not, just like give it a shot. Get it? Shot. I'm so not funny. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is kind of to piggyback off of the whole Amsterdam having this cool vintage vibe. They have a lot of really cool vintage clothing stores where I got a ton of super awesome Amsterdam vintage fashion, and it's like straight out of anywhere between the 20s to the 60s, maybe some 70s, but like most of the shops are like 20s vibes or 50s vibes. And I'm pretty sure that my favorite piece of clothing that I got was this cute little like half cardigan. It was like an over the shoulder cardigan, and it was red, has roses on it because I really love roses, and it was like $6. Everything in Amsterdam is super cheap. So hit up the fashion stores, get your fashion going. When I stayed in Amsterdam, I stayed in the Corendon Hotel, and I highly recommend staying here. It's a super cheap, from, America, in Americans' perspective, it is a super cheap hotel, great for the price. I found it off of Google, just typed in like hotels in Amsterdam near this airport. So it's 5 minutes from the airport. There's a shuttle that takes you from the airport to your hotel, from your hotel to the airport. Like every 15 minutes, there's a new shuttle. And there's also places that take you into Amsterdam, like into the town. Because I'm pretty sure we stayed right outside of Amsterdam because we were right by the airport. It's like I'm going to butcher the name. It's like Schiphol or Schiphol. I don't know. It's next to the airport that flies into Amsterdam when you go to the Netherlands. So it's a 4-star hotel, absolutely gorgeous, and very, very good for the price. So I highly recommend staying there. And the shuttle is free, of course. And I think they also take you to Rotterdam for a small fee. Rotterdam is right outside of Amsterdam, and that's like a whole nother story. That's a whole nother video. Another thing I do want to like just very quickly, briefly touch on is when traveling abroad, and this isn't just for Amsterdam, this is anywhere, just to take that extra safety precaution for yourself. If you are going to be drinking, I will leave the link to this in the description box. Buy drink testing strips. They are GHB, ketamine, like they're drug testing strips that tests for everything like GHB, ketamine, everything. Any type of date rape drug they will test for. So they're super easy to use. They're like $7 for a pack of 16, and like they come in, card, like they come in cards. It's like a card book, and you rip the card out and you rip it in half because there's 2 tests per card, and you pretty much just, you can either dip the whole card into your drink, or you can take your straw and just like dip a little bit of the drink onto your card, and if it changes color, you're drugged, like you're getting drugged, and then, which God forbid, please like just check before you drink, and then if there's no color change, then you're fine. So definitely practice being safe when you are drinking, especially if you're alone. Just always keep a napkin over your drink, your hand over your drink, not like this, because people can put it right through there, little drugs. So don't get drugged. Don't get date rape drugged. Don't do that. So buy the GHB test kits. I highly recommend them. I used them almost every single time that I drank anything when I was in the entire, like any country that I was in over my entire country or my entire trip for Europe. Even if I saw the bartender make it, I would still test it. And I probably looked like the nerdiest, sketched out tourist American ever, but better be safe than sorry. So pick some of those up. I highly recommend them. And I think I'm going to end the video there. Let me know in the description box if the videos are improving, if the quality looks better, how the audio sounds. I'm really, really interested in your feedback. And I'll probably end up making a video on all of, the little equipment that I use. So let me know. Leave a comment. Give this little video a little like, because it helps the algorithm more than you think. It helps little channels like mine more than you think. And if you haven't already, go hit the subscribe button. Go hit the subscribe button. What an idiot. If you haven't already, go hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.